Hello everyone, Sahil here. I welcome you all to the virtual school, a new way of learning and teaching with the vision of let's grow together. Today we are going to talk about behavioralism in the context of international politics and international political thoughts. We have a subject called political science and international relations. So in this subject we have the topic called behavioralism. So why it is important or who developed it? Behavioralism was developed by American political scientists after the First World War because in the society behavioral change was must because people were fighting for their their majority or their existence or in terms of the power, so who will be powerful or their existence. So it gained popularity after the Second World War. It means it emerged during the First World War, but it gained the popularity or become very much popular after the Second World War. What are the main features of the behavioralism? At one point of time, what they are trying to talk about the features of the behavioralism. So main features are it specifies the behavior of persons or social groups rather than events, structures, institutions or ideologies. It is essentially an interdisciplinary approach. It is theory oriented and lays great stress on interdependence of theory and research. It focuses attention on the behavior of individuals on their grounds. It seeks to construct systematic empirical theory of politics which is based on facts only. It believes in the entity of social sciences. It tries to develop a rigorous research design and to apply precise methods of analysis in political behavior. So these are the main features of the behavioralism. So we'll move forward. See, I'll try to just read it out. To explain each and everything will come in coming lectures, because see in this features it is simply given. It specifies the behavior of the persons or social groups rather than the events, structures, institutions or ideologies. It means it specifies behavior of the humankind, that's all, not like any institution or any entity, right? So it is essentially an interdisciplinary approach, interdisciplinary, or we can say the in multiple level. It is a theory oriented and lays great stress on the interdependence of theory and research. It means the behavioralism is the theory oriented, not a practical. Theory means you can say you have to study the people, or you have to study the behavior of people, mindset of the people, mindset of the society. It seeks to construct systematic empirical theory of politics which is based on facts only. It means the long lasting study of the people or politics or society or the nations, how they behaved during the World War or post World War, how they behaved, why they behave like that. So those are the facts behind that. So like we can say how the superpowers fought before or during the World War, and the European countries for their existence, like Hitler and all. So it was the change in behavior because they wanted to be at the top level. This kind of things emerged after the world wars because of the destruction to the society, to the nations, and to the property and everywhere. So it tried to develop a rigorous research design and to apply precise methods of analysis of political behavior. When thoughts emerges, what should be and what should not be. Because earlier there was no any system in the society, no order in the society. So everyone was on their own way. So if you are superior, you can rule, you can humiliate people, you can make people your slave like that. But when the political thoughts emerged, then they came with the laws, rule of law, you can say, and then they tried to keep the system or the society in order like that. Those things are they tried, and everything is summarized in this kind of thinking. So you can say like how the behavioralism emphasized or impacted, or in which part of the society, in which part of the individual person or people or society. It lays great emphasis on empirical research rather than the study of the history of political philosophy. It means political philosophy is history, how it emerged, why it emerged, when it emerged. Scholars have criticized on the grounds of. It means behavioralism also, some scholars, they opposed it or they criticized it. They said it fails to distinguish between the social and natural sciences. It means the social science, the science of humans, and the actual environment of natural science. It is behavior difference or fails to distinguish because people have their different opinions, different mindsets about the people and the environment. That's why it is behavioralism is not able to distinguish or not able to make differences between the social and the natural sciences. It sacrifices the value at the altar of facts. It means it is one kind of thing. It is based on the facts, and it attaches the more importance to the methodology and neglect the task of building up the theory. In different scholars' opinion, it is said like that. It avoids the hard problems which face the people and nation on the political front. It means behavioralism avoids the hard problems of the people and nation on political fronts. So political front is a different kind of thing, and they will not behavioralism will not attain, or they will not solve the problems of the people and nation. It is confined to the academic world, runs away from the policy making. Despite the above shortcomings, it cannot be denied that the behavioralist theory has made valuable contributions to the development of the subject by making valuable contributions about the likely or unlikely acts of man. So in detail we'll study in the upcoming chapters in detail, because here just the summary of the behavioralism or the actual facts or basic facts we are going to learn. So next option comes like that. This approach originated with the Arthur F. Bentley, Graham Walsh, then the Charles B. Marion, Stuart A. Rice, Harold D. Lasswell, then Herman C. Bell. In later years, valuable contributions were made by the David B. Truman, then the Herbert Simon, J. Almond, George A. Carlin, then Myron Werner, David Apter, Edward Shills, and Robert Dahl. Those are the political thinkers of the Western countries during the what we can say 13th-14th century. They came with these political thoughts and the philosophy, theory, and all those things. So in next chapter, we'll study about the post-behavioralism. In that chapter, we'll discuss in detail. This is the just basic. There is no need to study in depth. It is just the basics of these upcoming chapters. In that, we will discuss in detail. So thank you so much for listening this video. You can join our Telegram channel to have the MP3 news, all the editorials in MP3. You can like, comment, and share and motivate us to come up with new materials and in different ways. Or you can suggest your opinions in comment box below how we can improve our quality of videos and material. So thank you so much. Stay tuned and take care. God bless you all and see you in the next video.